How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be building out a positively correlated NFL slip for the night game on Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, first off. Second off, we're going to be trying to make you guys some money with this slip on the 49ers versus Seahawks game. You're going to be sitting there on your couch, stuffed to the brims of food, pie, whatever you're eating on Thanksgiving. Macaroni and cheese, probably the best side. Maybe mashed potatoes. It's up for debate. Comment down below what your favorite side is on Thanksgiving. But let's go ahead and get off the Thanksgiving talk and into the correlation talk. Here is the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. If you guys don't know, we are up 543.8 units over the last 3 months. Last few days, not the best, on a little bit of a downtrend, but hopefully here with NFL, one of the most correlated slips here on the tool, along with college football, soccer, can save us. We can shoot right back on up. Winning these units here off the correlation tool. Obviously, we have football here Thursday, Thanksgiving. We have a Friday game, Dolphins game on Friday. We have our Sunday games. We also have last regular season weekend of college football as well. Guys, NFL and college football, two of the more highly correlated sports due to the quarterback position. If you guys don't know what positive correlation is here in sports or sports betting, let's say, it's where if X happens, Y and Z is also likely to happen. Therefore, if a quarterback is on very surface level, if a quarterback is going over pass yards, it's likely one or two of his top receiving threats are probably going over their receiving yards as well in order for that quarterback to go over pass yards, right? Very low level there and very easy to grasp. But there's many different combinations that are highly positively correlated. And this tool here scans the market for the most positively correlated props, puts them together into a slip, and the payouts in comparison to these same game parlays on FanDuel, DraftKings, etc., pale in comparison. And that's not even talking about the insurance, but we'll get to that here in just a little bit. Wanted to mention, if you guys are not following myself or Daily Grind Fantasy on Twitter, at DG Fantasy to follow the company Twitter, and then me at Sports by Dustin. We have 3 giveaways on Twitter currently right now for some of these correlation slips. If they hit, you guys can win some money. So make sure you guys go follow at Daily Grind, at DG Fantasy, and myself. Go like all these posts. Do what you can to enter the giveaways. Get a chance to win some money. And now, let's go ahead and pull up real quick the Optimizer. This is also the second portion of the Daily Grind Fantasy website. If you guys are unaware about it, this is where we actually find the best value across PrizePicks, Underdog, all your favorite DFS apps. And by doing that, or how we do that, is by comparing directly back to the sportsbooks. For instance, you can see Jared Goff right now under 0.5 interceptions, heavily juiced across the sportsbooks, lowest being Pinnacle at minus 127 and Bovada, it looks like, minus 125. Every other book extremely juiced. So you have more data points. You have 6 data points against 2. So average odds of minus 147 for Goff to go ahead and not throw an interception. Really good play. You should be playing those in 5 and 6 man flexes on PrizePicks, as those are the most profitable long-term slips on PrizePicks. Taking into consideration, you need to just hit your individual props. Individual prop hit rate of about 54.3% in those slip types in order to be profitable over the long term, as opposed to a 2-man 58%. So basically like a 4% more you have to be right on your individual picks. It's pretty insane when you take that into consideration. To be right 4% more of the time than above 54.3% is pretty nuts and hard to do. So you don't want to really be playing 2-mans. It's not a super profitable slip over the long term. Hard to be profitable playing those. But yeah, and then Jahmyr Gibbs to go over 3.5 receptions. Look, average odds of minus 143 across the sports books. A couple of these DFS apps have already bumped them to 4. It's basically, the sports books are basically telling you these props have a higher percent chance to hit than the opposite side. So you want to take the over, and especially playing the over on a app like PrizePicks, where you're not getting docked for the payouts of over or under here on this platform. That's what makes it such a good value play whenever you're playing these props on PrizePicks or Underdog, etc., because you're getting a play that's minus 147 or minus 143 on the sports books at minus 119 odds in a 5-pick or 6-pick flex. So better bang for your buck all the way around playing it on a set payout platform as opposed to playing those heavily juiced props on the sports books. And you're just getting those data points to tell you, hey, this is a good play. Play it on PrizePicks at minus 119, something like that. All right. If you guys want access to the fantasy bundle, which is the optimizer and the middling tool, linked in the description, you guys can access to that. Same thing with the correlation tool. If you guys just want to even check out the correlation performance, track us, how these slips are doing, you guys can go to the link in the description, check out the correlation tool, or get access to it yourself. Now, let's go ahead and find out what this slip is going to be. I'm actually just going to show you guys the cool sorting features. We're going to sort it by PrizePicks. We're going to sort it by NFL. And we are going to take this San Fran Seattle Seahawks PrizePicks slip here. 93 correlation score, heavily correlated this slip. 206.01% profit margin. So over the long term, playing this slip is a very profitable slip. All right, let's do it. Drum roll, please. Boom. All right, got it. Here it is. So let's talk about both sides of correlation in this slip. So to start it off, Geno Smith over 22.5 completions. Let's go ahead and get Geno Smith over 22.5 completions here into the slip. And the next play is going to be on his side of the thing of things. DK Metcalf over 57.5 receiving yards. So basically what we're rooting for here is if Geno Smith is going over 22.5 completions, it's probably likely he's completing quite a few balls to DK Metcalf in order for DK Metcalf to go over his receiving yards, thus helping Geno Smith rack up completions, right? And then if they are doing that, Geno Smith is over 22.5 completions, excuse my chair, it's likely they're not punting the ball that much since they are moving the ball down the field via Geno Smith throwing the ball, DK Metcalf catching balls, going over his receiving yards. It's likely that they're punting less. So we can go ahead and take Michael Dixon under punts. Under 4 punts. So heavily correlated here, right? If the offenses are moving the ball, less likely for them to punt if they're either getting into field goal range, kicking field goals, or scoring touchdowns. Could even be a couple turnovers if that's the case, right? But obviously, turnovers a little bit negatively correlated when we're hoping for, Geno Smith to go over completions. But you get the point. There's ways for it to happen for them to go under punts and over these other projections. That's why they're correlated. Now, Brock Purdy on the other side of things, over 252.5 passing yards. The guy has been absolutely phenomenal over the course of this season. Love to see Brock Purdy going off. Let's see. So over 252.5. On the flip side of things, if he's going over 252.5, pretty likely one of his top targets, Deebo Samuel, is going over 46.5 receiving yards. So let's go ahead and get Deebo Samuel over 46.5 receiving yards into this slip. Same thing. Obviously, we are rooting on offense in this correlation slip, right? You're rooting on the offenses to be moving the ball and under in punts. So Mitch Wishnowsky under in punts at 3. So Mitch under in punts at 3. So a lot of offense, a lot of points being scored is what we're rooting for here. If you guys see this, no matter what we do to this slip, it is going to be a 25x payout no matter what, right? We have positive correlation in this slip, and by doing this, it still doesn't affect our payout like it does in the same game parlay on FanDuel. I want to show you guys that right now. Let's just go ahead and say $100 wager on PrizePicks wins you $2,500, 25x. And if you go 5 of 6, you can still double your money. You'll win $200. If you go 4 of 6, you get 0.4 your money back, right? So even if you don't hit all your picks, you go 5 of 6, you still have a chance to win money here on PrizePicks. On FanDuel, so remember, $2,500. On FanDuel, basically the same exact slip, given that we can't actually include punts. They don't offer punts. And they also won't let you correlate Geno Smith's completions instead of his pass yards because it's so highly positively correlated. They won't even let you do it here on FanDuel. So we just had to put in his yards and add a couple wide receivers in place of the punts. So basically overs in passing yards and overs and wide receivers receiving yards, right? $100 wager only wins you $1,746, $1,700 compared to $2,500. And if you go 5 of 6 here on FanDuel, you're done. You're done. You win no money, and that's it. Instead, on PrizePicks, playing it over here, you win 2x, so $200. Absolutely insane that they allow us to positively correlate on these apps, and it's such a huge edge. Look at the difference in payout. And over here on PrizePicks, you get the insurance options. They let you positively correlate, unlike the sportsbooks, because the sportsbooks know these plays, when played together, are more likely to hit when played together. Therefore, they're docking your payout. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully, you guys had a good Thanksgiving. You cash out on this slip, and see you in the next one. Peace.